Hello, I'm Coach Frank Allocco, and today I'd like to speak to you about lessons learned at the Waldorf Astoria. In the midst of my competitive scholastic and athletic pursuits at the University of Notre Dame, it became painfully obvious to me that I was not going to be a professional athlete and that it was time for self-contemplation to investigate and plan the next chapters of my life. I had always thought that my argumentative nature might have a positive value in the potential pursuit of a career as a trial attorney. Though a career path in law presented many challenges, my biggest concern was, how was I going to pay for it? Little did I know that a solution to that problem would present itself to me on Cartier Field, the historic practice complex of the Notre Dame football program. The incoming class of 1975 was the last class in NCAA history that was ineligible to compete in varsity athletics as freshmen. As a result of this, our daily duties were to prepare the varsity team for their national schedule, while we played a very limited 4-game slate against collegiate teams in our region, all just a bus ride away. How ironic. Just months ago, we were heroes performing in sold-out high school stadiums. Now we are in anonymity, laboring, earning our bumps and bruises, running the varsity's opponents' offenses and defenses as we prepared the Fighting Irish for each upcoming game. One of my favorite freshman coaches was Larry DiNardo, a 1970 consensus All-American who was drafted by the New Orleans Saints. The undersized guard turned down an NFL career to attend Notre Dame Law School, earning his way by serving as a graduate assistant in our football program. I looked up to Larry and decided that one day I was going to follow that path and solve my problem of financing law school. My plan was a solid and achievable one, and I began to regularly interact with my current coach and hopefully my future boss, Coach Ara Parsegian. Each day I listened, I learned, and I studied his coaching technique, each lesson preparing me to assist him when my playing days were over. As the years passed by, my desire to be an attorney had only one obstacle left. So I finally approached Coach Parsegian and I expressed my desire to be a graduate assistant. Fortunately, he was most receptive to the idea, and I left him comforted to know that the next stage of my life was in place, and I would earn my tuition and continue my life education alongside a great leader and mentor. During the beginning of my senior year, my game plan was gratefully stalled when Coach Parsegian informed me of the NCAA's decision to grant me an extra redshirt semester and a 5th season on the Notre Dame football team. Although I was mentally prepared and excited for the challenges of law school, the anticipation of a final opportunity to lead the Fighting Irish on the gridiron was too much to give up. My carefully conceived plan hit another roadblock toward the end of that year when Coach announced his retirement effective at the conclusion of our Orange Bowl game. With the upcoming change in coaches, I was unsure of my situation and decided to expand the scope of my law school applications to include several schools on the East Coast. Prior to my December graduation, I received a phone call from Richard and Thomas Boning. They were twin brothers and devoted Subway alumni who were passionate elementary school reading specialists and the creators of the Specific Skills series, a reading comprehension program that would change the teaching of reading in America. The success of this series was overwhelming, and their part-time company that they founded in their garage blossomed into a multi-million-dollar educational publishing firm. I was aware of their profession. I had worked for them doing research on several of the nonfiction books they were writing during the previous summer. During the course of that lengthy phone conversation, they invited me to their annual company Christmas party conducted at the historic Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City. Midway through that elegant dinner, Tom escorted me to the majestic hotel lobby where we comfortably sat in the overstuffed leather chairs. A natural storyteller, he entertained me with his countless tales of the road and the challenges of bringing his educational tools to the school districts across the country. After 30 minutes, hypnotized by his every word, the offer of a sales position with his company and a salary beyond my expectations had me quite intrigued. But after a few moments of soul searching and reflection, I sincerely expressed my gratitude, but informed him that I was going to attend law school. Tom was persistent, and he pleaded, saying, "It's December. Work with us for 8 months, and if you don't like it, you can leave and attend law school." I expressed my reservations. I cited my lack of knowledge in the field of education and the subject of reading. And I also told him, I don't like rejection. I don't like hearing the word no. Not satisfied with my response, he silently gazed around that spacious lobby and asked, "How many light bulbs do you think are in this hotel?" I hesitantly answered, "1 million?" He never replied to my answer, but he did say that 5 salesmen bid on the contract to sell those countless lights, with one earning the business and the others walking away empty-handed. He then looked around the room further and he said, "How many square feet of carpet do you think are in this 47-story building?" I told him, "I have no idea." To which he replied, 5 companies bid on that carpet sale. One got it, the others had to move on. Finally, he asked me to speculate on the amount of furniture contained in the 1,415 rooms. After my third uncertain response, he once again repeated that 5 salespeople bid on that job, and only one was victorious. He concluded this unexpected lesson by saying, "I know you don't know anything about education, about reading, or about selling books. I guess my biggest question is, do you know how to win?" Because in each situation I mentioned, someone had won and 4 people had lost. When I confidently assured him that I definitely knew how to win, he replied, "Then come to work with me and get out there and win." A week later, I joined the team at Barnell Law Publications and was privileged to serve students and school districts throughout the western region of the United States for over 15 years. Although my prior sales experience and knowledge of education was non-existent, I achieved great success and recognition as one of the top salesmen in the country simply by applying the lessons I had learned through my lifelong participation in athletics. Those simple lessons began with listening to my coaches and appreciating that every encouragement and every correction was offered because they genuinely cared and wanted me to be better. These leaders invested in my commitment and partnered to guide me in my journey toward becoming the best I could possibly be. My amazing mentors prodded me to accept challenges and have the courage to reach beyond my comfort zone. I am so grateful to all of them. The formula for success began with setting realistic goals and reinforcing them with an unwavering commitment to outwork the competition. The classroom of sport taught me that life is a game of repetitions, with each pass, solitary shot, and swing of a bat taking me another step forward in the process of developing habits of excellence that would ultimately lead to success. As Mr. Boning had so strategically illustrated in his question-filled interview, winning is the same in any vocation. It's the result of commitment, discipline, sacrifice, and a burning desire to work harder than anyone in the room. You just have to lace up your shoes, grab your ball, and get out there and do it. Keep listening, keep learning, and strive to be your best. And remember, excellence doesn't take days off.